M0FXB Hamtech, welcome to my channel. Fired up the 3D printer and we've got this device here, the AIOC all-in-one device or all-in-one cable thingy that will allow your Bofeng Quansheng radios to have a USB-C out for many different applications, including programming your radio, but also APRS and lots more. Now, I'm using the device from G1 LRO and it's working great, and a lot of backup and support. I'll put the links in the description, and then if you're in the UK there's eBay purchase. Otherwise check out Ham Radio Dude. I'm pretty sure he has these items in the USA. Well worth it, inexpensive. There is a firmware process, but I'll make a video doing that process. It's not difficult once you've got this, once you know what you're doing basically. So I'm going to print this out. I'm actually going to use this as a cover, but I'm also going to use it as a guide for soldering, because you can print a guide for soldering, but it makes sense to me just to print this out, use it as a guide, and then I've got a cover, so it makes my device here, the all-in-one device on the right, look pretty cool. The other thing that I've purchased, if I go to the home page here, I've got this in the UK by G1 LRO, that's Marcus, thank you very much. And it's like a box, it's like the super version of doing this, and it can actually be converted to run APRS and be a digipeater. But I've got so much to learn on this, but the bottom line is, with our Quansheng and our UV sort of 5R type radios, we can be sending APRS around the world. We can interface with APRS Droid, do all kinds of stuff with these budget radios that are at the moment selling like hotcakes, with this small inexpensive tool that I just showed you just then, the all-in-one device. And if you want to spend £50, you can buy the other device that I've got, but it is very early stages for me. But today I did have it working with the Quansheng dock. I didn't quite get the PTT working, and I've got some help here from Marcus, keep mixing up names, who develops the Quansheng dock from Nick Shaw. But anyway, we're going to download this file. So all you do, once you've gone to this link in the description here, you click download all files. You can post a tip if you want, and it's just click, there it goes, the file's downloaded. And so go to files, and normally you've got two files there. You can double click one of these files and it opens up the software. Put an SD card into your PC, and then we'll just let this, there it comes, Ultimaker, and it's ThingiVerse that I use to get this file. It loads everything up. It's pretty snazzy, and I've got an Ender, I think it's an Ender Pro I've got, printer, inexpensive, bit of a learning curve with that. This is taking quite a while, making that's me waffling until this boots up. Let's just pause while we wait. There it is there, look, just click all these things out of the way. That's my SD card, you can see. But you basically just, once you're happy with it, don't change anything, because this has all been pre-done. Click slice, your SD card's in, and just click slice. Remember the name of it so you can find it, and then when you go into your SD card, which is here, and you'll find it here. These are some of the old ones. I think what I'll do is I'll just delete these old ones like so, delete, and then I'll click slice, saved. I'll just do one at a time. It says it's saved, eject. Let's have a look at it before we eject it. There it is there, bottom G code, and there's a bottom and a top, of course. I'm just going to put that one on there now. We've saved it, and see you at the printer. Okay, we're at the Ender Pro 3 printer, and all we do is get the SD card and plonk it into here, in there, and then we just select what we want to do with this control panel just by pressing. Go down to, well, it's already ready to print now, but you go down to media. I'll show you in a second. Press, scroll down to print from media. Media is basically the SD card. Select the item and then do print, and then you have to wait for the bed to heat up and the nozzle, which is under here. Now we have calibrated it. It's really just a matter of sliding some paper underneath the nozzle so it just about touches, and then underneath you've got these wheels that you turn right or left to make the gap between the bed and the printer, and the extruder just right so the print comes out nice, and then we have to wait, and it's probably about 2 hours for each piece. Alright, when I'll do another video when it's all finished. Bye for now. M0FXB Ham Tech, welcome to my channel. Okay, so a few weeks ago this new product came out called the Quasheng Dock, which is excellent, and it interfaces with your UVK5K6 to give you this nice PC control. And I started making the cable that you can see here, and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice to have a box that does all this so we don't need the cable because it's very faffy. And so I've started this journey, and I've managed to meet G1 LRO, who makes some products in the UK. I'm not sure what the USA versions are, but I know that you can get the middle product that you can see here called the AIOC in the USA, and check out Ham Radio Dude's videos and links for that. You have to solder these pins on, but once you get your head around, it's not too bad, and you upload some firmware to this board. The boards that G1 LRO sells, along with all the other products, become pre-installed with the latest firmware. So, and if you ask him really nicely, who knows, he might solder them on for you, but at an extra cost, of course. But you'd have to check. That's Mark G1 LRO. So this video is primarily about learning how to upload the firmware to the AIOC board. We've got lots more to learn. I've got the APRS board here, DigiPeter, that's going to fit on this device that I've just got, the universal radio controller. Now, with a bit of luck, I haven't tested it yet, I just thought I'd get this video out. I can just plug a few cables into this and the UV5R that you can see on the right hand side, or the Quasheng, and I use the Quasheng dock without having to change things. But that is fingers crossed on that one at the moment. But the idea of these devices is that you will have a USB connection to your PC. I'm not sure about your Android phone, who knows, but it's a USB-C connection. We'll start off with Windows for now. So the hard thing was understanding, there is a page here, GitHub. I just scroll to the top, we're on the middle section there just to show you see this orange bit of metal plastic? That's putting the AIOC, let's call it the AIOC device, into firmware mode. So you link them, connect to your PC, and we'll show you now about the DFU utility. Now, all the information is here, but if you're like me, where you're not really experienced using this, then you just need a bit of a helping hand. So at the top here, we have to give credit to anyone that's mentioned here. SKUEPAOIC. I'm just trying to find anyone, but I have to say thank you. There's some contributors here: Simon Cuppers and Lars Kellogg Stedman, Agrif Klingwist, Chris Linguist, sorry, and Ryan. If I got that wrong, I'm really sorry, but there's and thank you very, very much. We do appreciate it. So just scroll back to where we were. So my position at the moment is it's not a problem to get the board. We've got that now. As you can see, it's sold by, in the UK that is, by G1 LRO. So anyway, in G1 LRO's literature, there is a batch file that is going to help you upload the firmware. And it's just here. G1 LRO UK Flash. So click that, download it like I did, and then click extract and create a new folder just like I did. So I'm going to show you how to do that from scratch. So we just remove. So I've got so much stuff on here. Oh god, wow, loads. Right, let's delete something, make a space. So we'll right click, go new folder, and let's call it AIOC2, like so. And then we're going to go back to this zip, and we're going to go extract. I have already done this, and we're going to extract it to AIOC2, which is here. Click OK, and it will be in there. So now when you double click it, with a bit of luck, let's do my one that I did properly. Look, DFU utility, double click, and it goes all black like that. And the reason I'm guessing that it just goes black is because I need to have connected the item here, the USB, of course, have the 2 pins connected, and when I click that, it's going to run that folder. The next stage is to how you get to the correct bin. Now there's a code here on the left that you can copy. Okay, so I'm guessing you copy that into that black folder, and then it uploads it. I've literally never done this before, so I'll read what it says. It says connect USB cable to the AIOC PCB. Use the tool that we've just shown you. Yeah. And it says GitHub releases page like this. Now this is the bit where I start to get lost. And then note that an LIB USB driver is required on Windows. There are additional steps here, and I've read that. And then firmware updating. Once the AIOC has firmware loaded onto it, it can then be programmed without the above boot sequence. So once you've got it on there, then you can start to use it. This will reboot the AIOC into bootloader. That's joining the wires, you know, on the jumpers there. You should find yourself with a bricked. Should you find yourself with a bricked AIOC, use the initial programming sequence above. So even if you brick it, yeah. So lots to learn. So what I've decided to do is this video is more about adding the links of what I've got. Big thanks to G1LRO. This is I'm going to be testing this unit shortly. There's the AIOC, and if we look at that's my APRS board again, and if we look at all the products, now if you look here, there are instructions on how to upload the firmware onto the big, you know, the big unit like so. Let's have a quick look. Reloading the firmware. To reload or upgrade the firmware, use the following process. I will endeavor to have the latest AIOC firmware on the site in the downloadable zip, which is cool. 1, CPU needs to be in programming mode. Install a jumper. So it's a different jumper when you're using this device on the programming pins in the corner of the main body. Okay, so read this AIOC PU firmware update jumper, which seems to be here. RX audio attenuator. Connect the unit to the USB port on your PC. Power light will come on. In programming mode, download the flash from this link here. So there's the link again. Unzip the file into a directory. Run the flashback file. We'll attempt to load the firmware every 10 seconds. So that's it. When you hit the unit is flash, stop the update process, close window, then remove the jumper. When you next connect the unit, you should see the PowerTX initialize the flash process is complete. And I bet you it's the same. If you just remember, if you get it wrong, just do the process again. So we'll just move on to the next step. Just wanted to provide all these links. The main one is the flashback file. I think is a key one to get. I've got the AIOC links there by Simon. And thanks very much. And thanks for watching my YouTube channel. More to learn. 7-3.